So, where do you stay on the Camino de Santiago? Well, there's every different type of accommodation available on the Camino. But if you want to experience the real Camino experience, I do recommend that you stay in the hostels. So, you have a lot of hostels along the Camino. So, the pilgrim hostels that you'll generally encounter are the municipal pilgrim hostels, which are laid out with lots of bunk beds depending on the type of place. So, shared showers in the sense that, it's a hostel. So, and the reason why I'm recommending it that because you get to experience the Camino experience, but also you meet other people and their experiences along the way. Some people find sleeping in the hostels difficult because you could have somebody snoring, people getting up earlier. I can't get a good night's sleep. So what you can do is you can vary it. You can say 3 nights in the municipal hostels, maybe one night in a private hospital with your private room or hotel or something. So you have all these tiered levels of accommodation. Thing to be aware of: hostels, even private ones, they don't open until about 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So if it's a warm day and you've decided to walk early, you're going to and you arrive say at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, you will have a wait before you can get to those hostels. And if you're using the taxi mochila, the pilgrim service that brings your mochila, your backpack, from one place to another, you cannot use this in the municipal hostels because they don't allow you to book. It's first come, first served, and that's the simple reality of it. And the reason being is these places are for pilgrims. So some of these places are donation, €5 cost, €5. There could be more, €10 for maybe a private hostel. So you have all the different tiers. So if you're doing it on a budget, you will want to arrive to the municipal hostels. And if you're not doing it on a budget and maybe you're walking with somebody else, you can share a room and then book into one of the private hostels. I personally found that some of the municipal hostels are very, very, very good. Slept extremely well, have all of the services available. And then there are some private hostels that have very good bunk bed systems with their curtains and charging points and air conditioning, and it's not that expensive, €10 or €15, and you get all of the services there. So you really check it out. And as I said in the previous videos, get a guidebook and then you can experience the different hostels. I'm just giving you this advice if you've never walked the Camino before and you're a bit apprehensive about accommodation. You really don't need to be. You'll soon realize how it works after a couple of days. And a lot of these hostels have been upgraded. For example, if you look at the video or the film The Way, famous film by Martin Sheen, you'll see him arriving to Roncesvalles, and you'll see the movie. They're all in these bunk beds in this big corridor, this big area, and people have watched that movie and then they've arrived to Roncesvalles expecting to stay there. Well, that accommodation actually no longer exists. They've all upgraded. Roncesvalles has all been upgraded, and you have proper bunk beds now in little areas of 2 bunk beds. So it's a lot more private, and you're not subjected to all of the snoring. And so don't be, it has been progressing itself up, and a lot of these places have been upgraded, and you've got very, very, very good accommodation. So that's my advice on where to stay. You have all of the options. You have the municipal pilgrim albergues, and then you have private ones. So you can decide, okay, well, I'm going to walk to this town the next day. Do I stay in the municipal one? Then I'll arrive early to get a place. If not, I can book into some of the private ones. You can look up some of the albergues, maybe call ahead. Do you have a space? Can you reserve one for me? And that's what you can be doing. I see a lot of people using booking.com, and a lot of these albergues are on booking.com, but you can always just ring up, and a lot of them speak English, and book a place. Anyway, that's my advice on where to stay. Don't be too anxious. Don't never seen somebody left without accommodation, even without booking. Even in one village I walked into, there was no accommodation left in the albergues, and the person said, "Don't worry, there's a lady down the street and she has a few free rooms, so we'll fix you up there." The villages know, any of these small villages, they know the situation with pilgrims, and sometimes in very very busy pilgrim seasons, they usually open up churches and parish halls and so forth for pilgrims. So they're very much geared towards this, so don't be apprehensive about not finding a place to stay. You will be fine, but I just wanted to give you that overview on places to stay. Anyway, God bless you, take care, Ultrea, bye bye.